Hey everyone, today's video is on major and relative minor. We're going to learn how to look at a key signature and know that there's two possible keys that it could be, the major scale or the relative minor scale. It's based on that music. The relative keys, major and minor, have the same key signature. That's why one key signature can mean two possibilities, either major or relative minor. Each one of these is in two possible keys. Here we go, let's get started. So, if you need to go back to Theory 1 videos and look at how to draw a keyboard and memorizing these most common major key signatures, you should know this already. Hopefully C major is 0 sharps, D major is 2 sharps. That has to be in your memory. These are the most common ones. All right, so that has to be understood. All right. So now, let's look at a major scale on the piano. I'm going to teach you how relative, minor, and major work. They're relatives. It's a relationship. All right? There's no such thing as like a type of scale that's the relative minor. It's a minor scale that's relative to a major scale. And you could also have a relative major too. The keys can be relative to each other. I'm going to show that relationship now. I have here solfege marked off on a C major scale. And remember, it is first note, whole, whole, half, whole, 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 half. It's all right there in solfege. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. Scale degrees 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1. Or a high 1 or an 8, whatever you want to call it. All right, so that solfege makes a major scale, C major. If I want to find the minor scale, a natural minor scale that has the same exact key signature, I could start on the 6th note. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. La. If I start on La, it works out that's the only scale degree that will give me a natural minor scale. Okay, so watch what happens. I'm going to get rid of my Do, my Re, Mi, Fa, Sol, and then I have another La I made. I'm essentially starting a C major scale on its 6th note. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 instead. And I kept the key signature, in this case, no sharps or flats, the same, exactly the same. And that is an A natural minor scale. I could think of A major like this, with 3 sharps, F, C, G is sharp. First note, whole, whole, half, whole, 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 half. That is A major, it's parallel. Lower the 3rd, 6th, and 7th. Look at that, I got the same exact thing. 2 ways to get the A natural minor scale. So I'll let you hear that. Here is C major. And now I'm going to start on the 6th note. And that's a natural minor scale. All right. And also, just to go a little bit further, if I reset the solfege, I could solfege from here. La, ti, do, re, mi, fa, sol, la. It's a little unnatural in a way. I mean, in Europe, they actually use that a lot. They call it La minor. But in our system, we use here in the States, most colleges use it this way. Oops, give me a second. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, te, do. They're both correct. The system that I'm going to use in class this year is I move Do. It's called movable Do. I move Do down to there. So instead of thinking La, Ti, Do, I think Do, Re, Mi. Do, Re, Mi, Fa, Sol, La, Te, Do. Okay? And there's one more piece to this, is that that's what the key signature is going to be. For example, C major, which had 0 sharps or flats, and A minor, which also has 0 sharps or flats. They're relatives. However, the music of A minor isn't going to have this Te most of the time. It's going to raise it by a half step. They're going to raise it up here, and here it is. T. And it's not the key signature. For example, this G got sharped. So if I'm in A minor, I'm going to have G sharps all over the place. But C major wouldn't. Okay? That's the difference, is that leading tone is going to have an accidental. An accidental is a sharp, a flat, or a natural just before a note. to raise it or lower it. But in this case, it's raising it by a half step. And the way you do it is you put it a half step below do. We raise that te up to a T. It got raised. All right. Let me show you this on one more scale before we identify some key signatures by sight. Let me see. What if I took, maybe I'll do A major. Why not? Do a slightly harder one that I don't think is on my paper. It's later on the paper. Do, re. Sorry, these are a little messy, but I'm working on it. It's hard to do it while holding a phone. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la. So now let's apply our knowledge. And you're welcome to try to go ahead of me on this. Like you could pause and try to figure this out yourself before watching. That goes for all these videos I make. They're intended for you to do that, to pause at certain points. There we go. There's A major with 3 sharps, right? There it is. F, C, G are sharped. Or I could think first note, whole, half, whole, half. There it is, A major. So what would the relative minor be? Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If I start on la instead, I've got myself an F sharp minor scale. F sharp has 3 sharps, just like A, except I'm going to start there. I could move these first 5 guys up like I did before and jump them up here, and that would be correct. I could also just kind of go down. I can get rid of my high do up here, and I just la, ti. I did make another la somewhere. Let me just find it because I have an octave. I got it exposed. There we go. So look at that. I just made an A scale. I just took the T and the do here. Oh, T and the la. Yeah, it turned into a la. There we go. And there it is. La, ti, do, re, mi, fa, sol, la. That's F sharp minor. And if I was to make it the minor solfege, it would be do. I'll try to show both of them. It's a little tough on black keys, but it's worth the extra few seconds. La, ti, do, re, mi, fa, sol, la. Oh, sorry. Now I want do, re, mi, fa, sol, la. Just doing this as quickly as I can. Do, re, mi. Oh, it's like a little puzzle doing it like this. It's fun. That one. I think I got 2 for each, right? I think I did it. There we go. So look, la, ti, do, re, mi, fa, sol, la is thinking of it in the key of A, like an A scale starting on its 6th note la, la minor, relative minor. But I could change the solfege and move do there. So now it's do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, te, do, if you do the closer one. And of course, if I'm an F sharp minor, the note that I need to have an accidental in the music itself. That's not in the key signature. It's in the notes. You're going to have to raise te to T. So right now this is E, plain old E natural. What do I do to raise an E natural? I'm going to raise this te up to T. Let me call him T. There it is. E got sharped. If I'm an F sharp minor, I'm going to see E sharps everywhere. All the E's are going to be raised. At least most of them will be raised to sharp. A half step below do. Let's try some on the paper now. I see 1 flat. I know there's 2 choices. I'm going to have the major and the relative minor. We're going to put both possibilities. And then if it was music I was looking at, trying to figure out, I would then look for the accidental of T in the minor to get it. So let's see, 1 flat. We should have that memorized. Oh, you're welcome to pause here and try to figure this out on your own if you want before I go on. All right, here we go. 1 flat is F major. So I'm gonna, that's where do would be if it was major, and F, I'm in treble clef. And capital F means F major. All right, that's a comma there, sorry it's a little sloppy. So now I wanna figure out what the minor would be. I go down to do, ti, la. Do, ti, la, relative minor. That's a song. Do, ti, la. Notice it goes one space down or one line down. Two note, bum, 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 do, ti, la, and that's a D. Right in the lowercase. I grew up writing it like this with a lowercase m. AP doesn't put the lowercase m, they just write it lowercase. So music with this key signature is either in F major or D minor. Let's figure out what accidental would be in the music to put it in D minor. F major doesn't need any accidentals. It's just do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. But who would be the T? A half step below D on the piano. So if I'm in D minor, D is do. A half step below would be T. So I need the letter before, not D flat. That would be a lower do. I need a raised te. So C sharp. If I see this key signature and the C's in my music have a sharp sign behind them, if there's a C sharp accidentals in the music, I'm in D minor and not in F major anymore. That's how you know when you look at the music, okay? Right now, we're just putting both possibilities. We have two sharps right here. You can pause it here and try to get both keys on your own before you continue this video. Two sharps, D major, capital D, and that's where do would be in D major. Now I want to go relative minor. Do, ti, la, relative minor. Do in the major, la in the major becomes do in the minor. Remember that from before? La in the major becomes do in the minor. All right. So that note is a B, and B is not one of those sharps. You always want to check your key signature because we're staying in the scale of D, so the notes will be, some of them will be sharped. Not this one though. This B is just plain old normal. B minor. Let's see, if B is do, try to figure this out on your own. You might want to pause here. Who would be T? Half step below do. The letter below B is A. A got sharped. So if I'm in B minor, my music needs to have A sharps in it. If there are no A sharps, I'm in D major instead. That's how you know by looking at the music. But right now we're just putting both possible keys here. Two flats. You might want to pause here and try this one on your own. Here we go. Two flats, B flat major. And notice when I draw a B, it became flat in the key signature. He's already flat, so that's why it's B flat major. Do, ti, la, or a line down. See, sometimes it's a space down, sometimes it's a line down. That note is a G, and he is not flatted, so it's plain old G. G minor. Now, if I'm looking at sheet music, if there's no accidentals, I'm good for B flat major. What accidental does need to be there for G minor? Try to figure it out now. You might want to pause here. All right, let's figure out G minor. What accidental will be in the music? Here's do on G. T right there. F sharp. The letter below G is F. It got sharped a half step. Do, ti, do. So G minor can't happen unless you put sharp signs before your Fs in the music. All right, three sharps. This is one I did already on the piano. You might want to pause here, try this one on your own. Here we go, A major, three sharps. I just go one line, one space down, or do, ti, la, relative minor, la in the major becomes do in the minor. Now this one is a little tricky, look. This one we did on the piano. End up being a sharp. Look at that. F is sharp. That sharp there even makes that F down there sharp. This makes all F, C's, and G's everywhere, every octave sharp. So F sharp minor. All right, and let's figure out if F sharp is do, who would be the accidental in the music? You might want to pause here. Here it is in the piano. Do, ti. Looks like just an F, but wait, F sharp is here. I got to go one letter down, right? I'm not lowering do, I'm raising te to T. So F, A, B, C, D, E, F. E got sharp, that was te. It got raised, E sharp. So to be an F sharp minor, my E's have to have sharp signs before them in the music. Now let's go to bass clef. Here we go, one sharp. Might want to pause here. G major, one sharp. Do, Ti, La, relative minor. That's an E, and E is not sharped. E minor. Let's figure out E's. Who is T? What accidentals would I see to put me in E minor and not in G major? So here is G. You might want to pause here. Half step below is T. G, F. F got sharped. F sharp. Music in... No, sorry, what am I doing? I'm going from G. I'm sorry. E. There we go. E. There it is. D got sharped. D sharps. If you're in E minor, you need D sharps in your music. The D's would be sharped. No sharps or flats. You should have that memorized. That's C major. I'm in bass clef. Do, Ti, La, A minor. C major uses all the white keys. Let's figure out T and A minor. Do, Ti, G sharp. A minor has G sharps in the music, where C major music doesn't. They both have no key signature, but A minor, the G's will be sharped. 3 flat, pause here, figure it out on your own. E flat major. And notice when I draw an E, it's one of the flats, B, E, A. That's why it's E flat. Do, Ti, La, plain old C. Let's figure out who T is in the minor. This is getting old. This is the 7th one out of 8 we're doing. Trying to get you used to this. All right, let's see here. So, C is Do. T is right there. So, it looks like just a plain old B, right? So I need a B natural. The reason why I need a natural sign is because that key signature had a B flat in it. It makes it melee and te automatically a minor key sign. So we have to raise it. There it is. So B natural. If I'm in C minor, my B's are gonna have a natural sign before them. Now the 8th and final. Definitely pause here and try this one on your own. Here we go. 4 sharps, E major. Do, Ti, La. That's a C, and the C is sharped. Notice how similar these are. Like E was flatted, but C was just plain old natural. Here the E was natural, but the C was sharped. The 6th note of an E scale is a C sharp, not a C, because fat cats get dizzy, right? And there it is, C sharp minor, and let's figure out T in the minor. C sharp is Do, right here. Looks like a C, but I know it has to be the letter before C. A, B, C. What type of B is this? B, who is te, got raised to T. B sharp. T, Do, B sharp, C sharp. So I need B sharps in my music. And for the final part of this video, let's look at some random music and see if we can figure out what key it's in. There you go, maybe looking at the first 2 measures of this music should give it away. So I see 1 sharp in the music. You might want to pause here and see if you can figure this out on your own. I see 1 sharp in the music. That tells me I'm likely in G major or its relative minor. So now let's figure out the relative minor of G major. Do, Ti, La. E. If I'm in E minor, I need to have an accidental somewhere. So let's look at the piano. E is Do. T would be here. The letter before E, A, B, C, D, E. D, E, right? D got sharped. If I'm in E minor, I need D sharps. So basically, if I have D sharps, I'm in E minor. If I don't have anybody sharped, or no D sharps, I'm in G major. Now this first measure has no accidentals, but look at the second measure. D sharp there, and a D sharp there. And look, even further, D sharp there. Here they even went to other keys for a little bit, but then he gets right back. D sharp there. And here, that's when Bach starts moving his keys around here. He starts moving T. The sharps are off in T. So he does change keys a lot, which is kind of interesting. But in the beginning, this song is definitely in E minor. And if I was to play it, I'll try to play while holding the phone with one hand. That's hard to do. See, I got these guys all over the place. And that's why it sounds minor. That T is what made it. Minor music will have the accidental. I think I got a lot done in this video. Thanks, everybody. Bye.